Things have changed a lot for the Roloff family in 2025. There are bigger rifts, new alliances, and some people who used to talk to each other no longer do. Behind closed doors, the once good picture of little people, big world has fallen apart. Fans are shocked as the family's personal lives go in unexpected ways and the famous farm gets further away from them. Where are the Roloffs you thought you knew? Fans of Little People, Big World, LPBW have fallen in love with Matt and Karen Chandler. They were together for 6 years and were faithful to each other and helped each other out. In April 2025, they happily announced they were getting married. TLC shared the happy news with a cute picture of the two of them. She said yes, with the simple caption, "Radiating happiness and excitement." Matt and Karen, an LPBW pair, are getting married. Karen Chandler was beaming with pride as she showed off her diamond engagement ring, which marked the start of a new stage in her life with her fiancé. Matt Chandler, who is known for being a committed dad to 4 kids and an ambitious farmer. A lot of help with growing and improving their farming businesses. Matt has worked hard to make the farm more than just a family homestead because he loves sustainable farming and starting his own business. In the past few years, he has used more modern gardening methods to get more done while keeping the farm's old-fashioned look. Because he likes to take risks, he also made the farm a place where people can visit, letting both Roloff fans and guests experience the brand's history for themselves. One of the most important things to happen in the last few years was Matt's choice about a piece of family land. He put 16 acres of the farm up for sale in May 2022 with a $4 million price tag. Many people were surprised at first by this decision, since the farm had a lot of emotional value and the Roloff family had a strong link to the land. But after some thought, Matt decided to take down the post, which showed that he had changed his mind about what he wanted to do with the property. Matt wrote an emotional Instagram post in December of last year explaining his decision. "The small farm will no longer be for sale. Instead, I'm going to work with iTrip Vacations to make the fields available to everyone who wants to stay in the Roloff family home for a few nights." There was a picture of Matt standing in front of the old family home with the post, the house he and Amy lived in for most of their marriage. There was a sign in the picture that said, "Coming soon, short-term rental," which made me think of an exciting new business idea. Matt wanted to protect the farm's history while also making a business model that would last and let more people know about the Roloff story. This change from selling to renting was part of that plan. In order to give short-term stays on the farm, Matt teamed up with iTrip Vacations, making it possible for tourists to enjoy the peaceful scenery and get a feel for farm life. He wanted to make the farm into a thriving center that respects the past and looks forward to the future. This new way of doing things fit with his plan. Even though these good things happened, family arguments arose over what would happen to the farm. Jeremy and Zach, Matt's twin sons, both showed interest in buying the land so that it would stay in the family. But even though they talked about it, the 3 of them couldn't come to an understanding. Matt put the house back on the market because of the deadlock, which caused problems in the Roloff family that are still being felt today. There were a lot of effects from this disagreement. Zach may have felt pushed to the sidelines in the talks, so he made the brave choice to move his family into a brand new $1 million home in Battleground, Washington. There is a new beginning not far from the farm. Jeremy also decided to make his own space, buying a $1.5 million home just a few minutes from where they grew up. Both sons chose to live in different homes instead of staying close to each other under one farm umbrella, which meant that they were physically and emotionally farther away from Matt. This fight within the family has harmed long-standing family rituals, especially the much-loved pumpkin season. When things really get busy on the farm, it's the holiday season. Jeremy and Zach both chose not to help their dad during this important time of the year by not going to the yearly pumpkin harvest and celebrations. For a family that is so rooted in getting together and celebrating as a community, This absence was felt deeply by both family and friends. Matt and Karen are focused on both their personal life and the future of the farm as of 2025. While family problems have been going on, their engagement has been a bright spot. They are now making plans for their wedding and their life together. Karen has always been there for Matt, supporting him and believing in his plans for the farm's future. She also loves being a mom to Matt's 4 kids. In the meantime, Matt is still juggling his jobs as a dad, a farmer, an entrepreneur, and a fiancé. His choice to let people rent the farm for short periods of time has made fans very happy. They want to experience the magic of the Roloff family farm. This new chapter brings together the history of the past with a new, open-minded outlook for the future. The Roloff family has been through a lot, but they have always been strong. Matt and Karen's engagement shows how love, rebirth, and growth are important to them. Both the farm and the family change over time, showing how complicated relationships can be, how important legacy is, and how strong loyalty is over time. The popular Little People, big world star Matt Roloff, had a hard year in 2025. He was also the head of the Roloff family. In May, a medical endoscopy that was supposed to be normal turned into a terrible health emergency. Matt, who is now 61 years old, posted an honest picture of himself lying in a hospital bed, telling his friends about the problems that came up during the procedure that were not expected. Along with the picture, which showed Matt looking tired but in a good mood, there was a kind message that talked about the stressful event. He talked about how what started out as a normal diagnostic test turned into an emergency that needed surgery that no one had planned for. Matt's willingness to talk about what happened got a lot of support from his friends and co-stars. The patriarch of the Roloff family used the time to thank the doctors and nurses who took care of him and to remind his followers that they should never take their health for granted. He stressed the importance of getting regular checks and paying attention to their bodies. Even though his recovery has been slow, it has been steady, and Matt is still hopeful that he will get back to full strength. In the meantime, Amy Roloff, the matriarch of the Roloff family and Matt's ex-wife, continued to make her own way in the world through charitable work, business projects, and personal growth. Amy has been very involved in charity work, putting her passion into issues that are important to her. She has been giving more to charity over the past year, working on projects to help people with dwarfism and other challenges, as well as larger community projects. Amy did some amazing charity work in June 2025. She put on a hugely successful fundraiser for the Dwarf Athletic Association of America, DAAA. The event took place in the famous barn at Roloff Farms, a place that has a lot of family history and is loved by fans all over the country. Amy used Instagram to post some bright pictures from the benefit, capturing moments of community spirit, athletic displays, and joyful camaraderie. Not only did her comment thank the people who came and helped, but it also thanked the team that put together the event. Many of Amy's longtime fans were surprised when she openly thanked her ex-husband Matt and his fiancée Karen Chandler for their help. She wrote, "What a great event I put together to raise money for DAA. Thank you to my team, Chris Merrick, Matt Roloff, Karen Chandler, and everyone else who came out to support and give to this great cause. I couldn't have done it without you." This public shout-out marked a big change in Amy and Matt's relationship, which had been tense in the past. Amy hasn't been afraid to say how frustrated she is with how Matt handles family issues for years, especially when it came to the contentious question of who owned the farm and how their sons were involved in the negotiations to buy land. Their fights were seen by many, which made family matters more difficult and often led to comments on social media and shows of Little People, Big World. Amy was upset because she thought Matt made decisions without consulting her, and their relationship with their twin boys, Jeremy and Zach, was tense. But the helpful attitude at the fundraiser showed that Amy and Matt can put aside their differences for reasons greater than themselves, even though they have had problems in the past. Fans praised this mature and peaceful action, seeing it as a powerful example of co-parenting and respecting each other's family values. Not only did the fundraiser bring a lot of attention and money to the DAA, it also reminded everyone of the Roloff family's long history of kindness and service to the community. In addition to her work with charities, Amy has been looking into new business ideas all through 2025. She has continued to become more well-known as a lifestyle influencer and author. Her message of strength, faith, and happiness has inspired thousands of people. Amy's desire to be a business has led her to start a number of small projects, such as a line of home goods that are influenced by her personal journey and her love of rustic style. She has also worked with other brands that share her values. Amy's social media is still a lively place where she shares positive things, like thoughts on children and personal growth, as well as behind-the-scenes looks at her daily life. Her fans like how real she is and how she can give people hope even when things are hard. She often says that her faith is what keeps her going through the ups and downs of life. This is a theme that runs through both her public and private life. Zach had a health problem. This year, the Roloff family has had a number of health problems. While Matt Roloff's emergency surgery in May got a lot of attention, he wasn't the only family member to have a major medical emergency. In February of this year, Zach Roloff had a scary health scare that put his strength and resilience to the test. Zach Roloff, Matt and Amy Roloff's youngest son, was rushed to the hospital because of symptoms linked to hydrocephalus, a condition he has been managing for years. This disease, in which the brain has too much cerebrospinal fluid, usually needs surgery to relieve the pressure and keep the nerves from getting damaged. Zach needed an emergency brain surgery called a shunt revision. This is a delicate process to fix or replace the shunt system that was put in place to control the buildup of fluid. A shunt is a small, hollow tube that is physically put into the brain to help drain extra cerebrospinal fluid to other parts of the body. This lowers dangerous pressure and helps with symptoms like mild dementia, headaches, and even problems controlling your bladder that can come up because of the condition. Zach had to have surgery right away because it was an emergency. This showed how bad his health problem was and how quickly it needed to be fixed. During those tense days, Zach's wife, Tori Roloff, used social media to keep friends up to date. She shared touching pictures of Zach resting in the hospital, showing what their life was really like during the crisis. Tori wrote in a moving post that Zachary had an emergency shunt revision this morning. It's been a scary 72 hours, but he's okay and getting better. Zach, you are crazy badass. Your brain surgery went really well. You did great. I'm really proud of you. Her words showed how much she loves and respects her husband, and they also showed how thankful many fans were who had been following Zach's health journey since he was a kid. There was a health scare less than a year after Zach and Tori had their third child, Josiah Luke. It was a happy event that started a new stage in their life as parents. Their family, which already had 2 older children, grew when Josiah was born, and strengthened their bond as parents going through the ups and downs of family life together. Even though Zach's health issue has caused stress and uncertainty, the Roloff family has taken on parenthood with grace and joy. The couple's recent celebrations have brought them times of joy and light amidst the problems. The celebration of Josiah Luke's first birthday was especially touching, with lots of love and family time. Fans were thrilled to see pictures of Tori's party, where Josiah was surrounded by toys, bright decorations, and most of all, the love of his parents and brothers. Soon after, Zach and Tori marked their 8th wedding anniversary, which was another important event that showed how strong their relationship was. A lot of people have been moved by their friendship over the years, especially since Zach has had health problems since he was a baby. Their ability to help each other through health problems, being parents, and the ups and downs of life really hits home with their loyal fans. They're still building their life in Washington State, where they found a home that shows how much they love family, nature, and their neighborhood. In their social media posts, they often share pictures of ordinary events. whether it's taking care of the kids, going on trips outside, or just relaxing as a family. Fans can see the Roloffs outside of the press thanks to these glimpses into their life. They show how strong, loving, and committed they are on their journey. Zach's health improvement is good news. After the shunt revision, he has been very good about getting follow-up care, going to physical therapy, and taking care of his issues. Besides his duties as a husband and father, he did all of this. Tori's unwavering support has been very important, and the two of them have come to realize how fragile and valuable health and family time are once more. Jeremy and Audrey Roloff. Jeremy and Audrey Roloff have been slowly making a good life for themselves and their family. They are successful as business owners and as a family. In the past year, the couple has grown their brand beyond little people, big world. They now connect with their fans on a variety of platforms, and their fans really feel like they know them. Their social media account has grown into a place where they talk openly and honestly about marriage, being a parent, and the everyday good and bad things that come with both. Because Jeremy and Audrey are ready to talk about their personal lives, their fans can see the real lives behind the cameras, which are very different from how they are portrayed on the show, which is often very dramatic. Audrey shared an honest report in November 2025 that showed how they've been dealing with their money problems. They admitted that they had trouble with money, which kept them from making all the improvements they had planned for their house, even though they were successful as business owners. It can be expensive and take a lot of time to renovate a house, especially one that has emotional value as a family home. And Audrey's openness about these problems struck a chord with many of her fans, who liked how honest she was. Jeremy has been working hard to get the family's rental house ready for guests, in addition to their own home. This attempt shows how committed they are to growing their businesses, which includes short-term rentals meant to give guests a one-of-a-kind, immersive experience linked to the Roloff family history. Jeremy's hands-on approach to managing the property shows how entrepreneurial the couple is and how much they want to give their customers real, important experiences. Audrey's November report was one of the most telling because it included her thoughts on leaving the TV show that made the Roloff family famous. Audrey said they were thankful for the freedom they now have to share material with their followers without being limited by the show's production. She said she didn't agree with the contracts that used to tightly control their story and the expectation that they would make up conflict for entertainment reasons. Audrey was very honest about how hard it was to deal with how planned the show was. She said that the difficulty of refilming scenes to make storylines make sense caused her a lot of stress, especially after giving birth and while she was looking for the baby. The couple felt too much pressure to act for the cameras and make drama where there wasn't any in real life. This made them make the hard choice to leave the show for good. Because of this, Audrey has only shown up a few times since then. This is a big change from the usual little people, big world structure. Jeremy and Audrey's exit from the show has given them back control over their own story and given them the freedom to build their brand in ways that are true to who they are. Their material is mostly about real-life events and moments, without the made-up fights that were a big part of their TV journey. This greater freedom has been a welcome change for both of them, and their audiences like how real they are on their platforms now. Jeremy and Audrey's business ventures have grown to include real estate investments and rental properties as well as lifestyle and family-focused material. A big part of their public image is how well they handle growing their business and being parents at the same time. Fans often get to see glimpses of their family life, from quiet times with their kids to trips they take together. This shows that their brand is based on a real link. I'm Molly Sylvia. Molly Sylvia Roloff is the only daughter of the Roloff family. She has long chosen a life that is both stable and meaningfully connected to her roots. On the other hand, her family is often in the public eye, but she prefers to stay out of the spotlight, focusing on her home life, marriage, and job away from the cameras of reality TV. Molly Sylvius and her husband Joel Sylvius are still living a peaceful life in Spokane, Washington, in a cute, 2,688-square-foot ranch-style house in 2025. Their new home gives them plenty of room to grow their relationship and make it a place that fits their personal style. The couple chose a ranch-style home because they like things to be simple and comfortable, a nice and friendly place that fits their simple way of life. Even though Molly has tried to stay out of the public eye, she and Joel have stayed close to the Roloff family history and their favorite farm. Beginning in January 2025, the couple had a memorable trip to Roloff Farms. They stayed on the farm as guests of the family's short-term vacation rental. This visit made me think about how Molly balances her personal life with how important family is to her. She doesn't appear on Little People Big World as often as she used to, but the farm is still important to her. A place that makes her feel at home, full of memories and ties to her family's past. Molly has been dedicated to her work since she stopped being on reality TV. Her LinkedIn profile says that she is currently working at Nordstrom as a senior accountant, a job that she runs from home. This job shows how committed she is to building a successful career in business, an area where she has slowly gained experience and become an expert over the years. At Nordstrom, a respected and well-known store, she needs to be precise, have good analytical skills, and have a strong sense of duty. Molly's job as a senior accountant shows how skilled she is at her job and how well she can handle multiple tasks at once. She chose to work from home because she wants a quieter life, and so she can keep a good work-life balance, which gives her more time for family and personal activities. The marriage between Molly and Joel has stayed strong throughout 2025, with both of them supporting the other and sharing the same values. The couple doesn't talk about their personal life much, but they do share bits of their relationship and daily life on social media from time to time. These moments show a couple who is truly in love and happy with their relationship. They are enjoying the benefits of marriage and supporting each other's goals. As Molly's story shows, we have the power to choose. She has gracefully left the spotlight of reality TV to make her own way, one that is based on work success and personal happiness. Some of Molly's family members' lives are quite public and full of drama or farm-related businesses, but Molly's path is more private, focused on stability, and based in the values of home and family. Molly and Joel's plans for 2025 seem to be to build their life in Spokane, make improvements to their home, and keep working on their marriage and jobs. This year's trip to the farm shows that Molly still cares about her ties to the Roloff family and their history, even though she chooses to live her own life. And Jacob and Isabel. Jacob Roloff and his wife Isabel have written their own special part of the Roloff family history. The couple chose to live in a fifth-wheel camper on a private piece of land next to Roloff Farms in 2024, which was an unusual but intentional choice. This choice, which is both simple and useful, shows that they want to be close to family and the land, while living a simple life that is closely linked to the farm's daily cycles. Jacob, Isabel, and their young son Mateo, who just turned 1, have made the camper home their cozy home away from home. Since Jacob works full-time for Roloff Farms and the land is close to the main farm, he can give his full attention to his job. He is responsible for many different aspects of farming, from doing actual work in the fields to helping to run the farm's daily activities. People have noticed how hard he works and how dedicated he is. He has become an important part of the family business and represents the dedication of a new generation to keeping the Roloff farming tradition alive and finding new ways to improve it. At the same time, Isabel balances being a good wife and mother with being involved online and talking to fans and followers. She has become well known on her own, thanks to her friendly personality and desire to show bits of their family life. Even though Jacob and Isabel only have a small apartment, their home life is full and active thanks to the care and involvement of their extended Roloff family. A person close to the family said that Matt and Karen, his fiancée, have been very helpful with little Mateo, especially since Jacob's farm work requires long hours and a lot of hard work. This network of support from people of different generations improves the Roloff family bond, and shows how they continue to live their lives on and around the farm by working together. In 2025, Jacob's 25th birthday party in January was one of the most memorable events. He gave his youngest son Jacob a bright yellow old car as a gift because he knew how hard he worked and how much he cared about the farm. This car is more than just a car. It's a treasured family property that represents the memories and traditions that run through the Roloff family. Matt was proud of Jacob, and the gift showed it. And his wish that the younger Roloff would live up to the family's traditions and ideals with love and care. Even though he is very important to the farm and has close family ties, Jacob has been very clear about how he feels about ownership and inheritance, which has made fans and following curious. In response to questions on social media, he put an end to rumors that he owns or wants to own any property connected to the family estate. Jacob made it clear that he does not own any property at the moment and does not expect to receive his father's multi-million-dollar estate anytime soon. This honest stance shows how Jacob thinks about wealth and leaving a legacy. For him, the farm and family are not about making money or passing on land. They are about being part of a community, taking care of your land, and being dedicated to the way of life that has shaped your life. By putting an end to these rumors, Jacob shows that he is still committed to the farm, his family, and the ideals he holds dear. What do you think of the Little People Big World cast? Please tell us what you think in the box below. We hope this video was helpful. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Glad you watched and see you in the next film. Thank you.